Hello and good morning, good afternoon and a very good evening to you, good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello everybody. Today's video tube we are doing a shootout. Yeah. Could have been a Wild West star, you know. Yeah. Between the Cube Street. I always want to call it a street cube because that just sounds more normal. But hey, it sounds better. But yeah, we're doing a shootout between the Roland Street Cube Street and the Boss Cube Street, the new one. So this is an old one. This is the new one. Which one's better? We will find out in today's video. Personally, for me, I've had this one for a long time now, and I love it. It sounds amazing, and it is amazing. But when this one came along and I got this one, I just liked it more. This one also, hands down, has more features and better features than this one. You know, this one's got it's got a line out. It's got the it's got an inbuilt looper which you can operate foot switch. You can change all sorts of things with foot switches on this one. This one, you've got the Bluetooth adapter, so you can run backing tracks through this thing wirelessly. I like the fact the inputs are on the back as well, which is really, really cool. You've got stuff like the eco output mode, which just, you know, if you're running this thing on batteries and using it for home, then you can slip it into eco mode and it'll just be quieter and save your battery life, which is good. And if you're out busking, flick it back to max and jobs are good 'un. I feel this one can go louder without collapsing. This one goes loud enough for busking. I mean, when you're busking volume, you don't want to be deafening anyway. You know, you're not going for like 100-watt plexi kind of like volumes. But I always feel the old ones have a threshold of volume they can get to before the speaker starts going, "Please, sir, I can't do it." Whereas this new one feels a little bit more. Go on, then. Is that all you got? Let's blast the punters on the road. Come on, let's just deafen them. You know, it's basically Lemmy. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. This one has more features. I like the Bluetooth thing. I like the fact you can run like backing tracks through it. You know, it's got independent volume for that as well, which is really, really cool. I think these speakers sound a little bit clearer than these, but at the end, I don't know that for sure because that's what today's video is about. But yeah, another thing to mention though, that this runs off 6 AA batteries. This runs on 8 AA batteries. So this has to have another extra 2 batteries in it. And I can kind of see why. It's just got more features. It needs an extra bit of power for stuff like stuff like looper, the harmony effects, you know, the Bluetooth stuff. You know, it's got more features. But yeah, at this point in time, people tube, I prefer this one. If I was to choose between the two, I'd go for this one. Will that change after today's video? Only time will tell. Because at the end of the day, if this one sounds better, I would want this one. But, because they're both perfect for busking, obviously, because this one's been used by buskers the world over for generations. You know, I'm pretty sure Marco Polo was going around the world with one of these things. Anyway, but like I say, if this one does sound better than this one, then that's kind of like, at the end of the day, that's more important. You know, you want it to sound good. Features be damned at the end of the day. You know, you can have the most technologically advanced thing in the world, but like amp in the world, but if it doesn't actually sound good, then those features are all for naught, in my opinion. But you know, yeah, be that what it may. So anyway, people tube, what we're going to do today, we're going to do 3 different sounds. We're going to do a clean tone, like totally clean with a little bit of reverb. And then we're going to do a kind of like bluesy, Jimi Hendrixy kind of blues tone. And then we're going to do a full out distortion tone. And we're going to go Mark 1 clean, Mark 2 clean, Mark 1 Jimmy, Mark 2 Jimmy, and then Mark 3 full out destroy the Pillars of Hades distortion, and then that one. I explain things so well. I really plan these. I've got an auto cue and everything. Anyway, yeah. So without further ado. Oh, and also we're going to be using my Mr. White today as well, as usual for these kind of things. So Yeah, also, after you've heard the sound samples, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Which one did you prefer, the original one or the Mark II one? So basically, Roland or Boss. It's the same company, but because this one says Roland on it, that one says Boss on it, let's keep it simple with you because my brain can't handle anything else. I know yours can, but, you know, you need to dumb it down for me, so I do apologise. Anyway, let's make some noise. Oh, sorry, another thing as well. We won't be close micing these things. Like I said in the review of this one, these amps aren't amps that you're going to be miking up. These are amps like you use, like say, they're busking amps. They're not made for kind of like, you know, they're not like these ones here or those ones over my shoulder. These are amps that you're gonna hear with no mics on them in the street, on the floor, and that's the way I want to do this test. I'm just going to do it on the stereo XY mic you're hearing me talk on right now through the Zoom camera, because that way you get to hear what it sounds like in the room and actually what it sounds like in person without the mic just focusing on one bit of the speaker. You're hearing the whole thing, so to say. So, without further ado, let's make some noise. Mark 1, let's just, oh no, my god, I can't even follow my own rules! Make some noise. anyway, YouTube, there you go. That's the 6 sound examples, clean, kind of Jimi Hendrixy, dirty, kind of cranked up Marshall, thingy-bob, and then full-out kind of distortion lead kind of thing. So, listening back to the recordings, and again, I'm glad I did it on the room mics. It shows the differences. You know what I mean? It's why I like room mics more when doing this kind of thing than I do close mics. Close mics are really, really cool when you kind of like, you know, doing kind of like product demonstration kind of stuff like that, showing a guitar of what it sounds like in this, that, and the other, or making songs or recording. But when you're doing like a shootout, I always feel it's kind of like more important to hear, especially with amps like this, what they sound like in the room. Like, because miking them up, you kind of lose some of the, I don't know what the word would be. I don't want to say nuance. It's not really it, but it kind of is at the same way. You lose the character. You know what I mean? And with amps like this that are not really... These are busking amps. They're not designed to have mics in front of them. They're not that kind of thing. They're to be put on the floor on a high street or wherever you are, and to just be turned up. You know, and this is what you get. This is your PA and your guitar amp and everything. All in one. So, listening back to those recordings now, the Boss won it for me simply because it sounded the most full and the tone was just nicer to me. The original one is really good as well, but compared to this one, it sounds transistor radio-y. That's the only way I can put it. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there who will prefer this one over this one. This is just my opinion. It means nothing to anybody but me. This is why I want to hear your opinions, people who tube. This is why I always like, you know, say, you put your opinion below. No one argue with anybody else's opinion. It's their opinion. They're allowed to have it. If they like that one and you like this one, that's cool. If somebody likes this one and somebody doesn't like that one, that's cool as well. You know what I mean? Everyone's entitled to their own likes and dislikes, you know. And for me, the Boss one wins. The Boss one in the recordings sounds darker. And I was like, why is that? You know, why does the Boss amp sound darker and bigger? And it's simply because it fills the room more. This one has way more bottom end and projection than the original. The original one is very thin in its sound in comparison, and I'm sure some people would like that. But for me, not been a fan of those kind of bright cutting kind of like sounds, the Boss one just wins the day because it was just a beast. I've read a lot of comments as well, people saying, oh, this one's got no low end and there's no bass at all. In those recordings I just did, I never got the bass above 12 o'clock. In all fairness, I never got it to 12 o'clock. The highest I got it was 11 o'clock. That was it. Because it's too much low end otherwise. It just becomes a big lumbering, flubby mass. So I don't really understand where those comments are coming from of saying, like, you know, this thing has no low end. That one, the original Roland one up there, I had the bass flat out for the distortion, full out distortion, and the Jimi Hendrix one. And it still didn't seem to add a great deal of low end. And also, I had these turned up way louder than you would ever need. Like, I had them... Where did I have them? I had the volumes just over half on this one. I had the volume pretty much the same on that one. And that you'd never ever need them that loud for busking. That is just... I'm doing that just because we're on room mic. I want it to... I want to kind of get the... See how it fills the room kind of thing. But you'll never need it that loud. I mean, I would say these things you want to be about 10 o'clock for busking. You know what I mean? You don't want to be deathly loud. You know, you're a busker. You're not... It's not a rock gig. Anyway, but yeah, for me, like I say, I figured it out. It isn't the fact of this is darker. It's just fatter sounding. You know what I mean? The thing with the original is it's just a very thin sounding amplifier. And when compared to the new one, to me, it made this one sound darker. But I still prefer the tonality of this one. I preferred playing through this one. It felt a lot more forgiving, a lot easier to play on for me. Plugging straight into this thing. Again, we didn't use any pedals today or anything like that. We just plugged straight into the amp. I liked the way this one felt way more than that one. That one felt like it hindered me. And that's like, this isn't a kind of like who did what to who kind of thing. But that's the way it felt to me. It's like I felt like I couldn't get out what I wanted to get out with this one, whereas with this one it facilitated that way more. You know, especially on that full out distortion. Which in all fairness, if I was going busking, like say the trio did a busking thing, I would literally just put it onto the lead mode, turn the gain all the way up, get the volume right, and then just ride the volume control, because these things clean up really nicely. But yeah, to me, it wasn't the fact that this one was darker, it's just fatter, it's more 3D sound, it just fills the space way more than this one, which is a little bit just too direct and kind of like thin sounding. But again, that's my opinion. What's yours? Again, comment section below, let me know. So, yeah. I stand by what I said at the beginning of PeopleTube. This one, for me, is superior. Again, for me. Try them both. You never know. You might love that one more. Just because I say it doesn't make it so. But again, I can only speak from my perspective and my opinion and what I like to hear. And for me, this one rules the roost. To the point where I'm actually kind of thinking now, do I even want to keep this one? I might be selling that one, because as much as I love that one, this one just does everything I want. And that one kind of, like I say, feels like it hinders me more. And I don't particularly like the sound of it. I find that one's too brittle. This one's warmer, darker and fatter, and I like that more. But it still cuts, you know, it still does what it needs to do, and I like that. So for me, the Boss Cube Street 2 reigns supreme. Like I said in the video when I demoed this thing, the best just got better, and I stand by that one even more now, PeopleTube, than I did then in the video, because this is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Boss nailed it with this thing. They nailed it with that thing as well. You know, that's been a staple of busking musicians forever. They are absolutely bomb-proof as well. So anyway, let me know which one you preferred and why. Was it the Boss? Was it the Roland? You know, or did you prefer the clean sound of the Roland, the distortion sound of the Boss? You know, which one was it? Mix it up, because for me, all three sounds of this one just sounded the best to me. I liked them the most, and it took, like I say, it took me a second to understand why this one sounded darker in comparison. I say it's just because it's a fatter, bigger sound. And again, like I say, I don't understand where these people are getting the idea of there's no bass in this thing, because like I said, I never got it above 12, and I'm using single coil pickups, low output single coil pickups, no pedals, and if I turned the bass up any louder than 12, it just became just flubby. It was too big. It just became a big bassy ball of nothing that was just sounded mushy and horrible. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Other than that, PeopleTube, thank you very, 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 very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the channel and like the videos I do here, please consider not eating my hair. It's gross, trust me. Not good for your health. Trust me, I know. Yeah, please consider becoming a patron of Patreon. Lost where I was then for a second. Links to that in the description box below, as well as links to me Bandcamp and links to me Instagram. Hello there. Don't know why I said that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now. See you later.